Hi Lindsay, this is Brian, and this is the vMax walkthrough. So what we're looking at here, I'll zoom the camera back. What we have are the two Lenovo laptops side by side, and the one on the right is basically just the client, and the one on the left is a client as well as the server, and they're talking to each other. And there are no other computers, no servers in this loop, it's just these two. Okay, and first I'll just take a look really quick at the one on the right, and that brings us to player green. You can move around. As you can see, I'm just going to quickly bring in, I'm going to walk over towards orange. We'll have a look at him. And for the rest of this demo, I'm just going to drive on player orange, the one right next to it. Okay, let me make sure this is situated. All right, here we go. So these arrows blink, so that draws your attention to the fact that you're supposed to click on them. And you can see player green standing there looking at me, and you can interact. You can sort of bump into each other if you want. And let's go ahead and do the walkthrough. You follow the arrows on the ground, and that will bring you through the familiar corridor. That takes you through the air shower, and then out to the clean room. Now in the clean room, you can look around, but I have it so you really can't get into much trouble. You can head down this way if you want, but if you start getting close to the satellite assemblies, and it doesn't matter which one, it automatically knows who you are and pops you into the correct one. It grabs your camera, and now you're automatically working on the correct one. If you were the green player, you know, the legs here, you're on the orange satellite assembly. If you were the green player, you'd go to the green one. So you can read this text. This is all the text that you provided, and start going through it. We're looking for propulsion. So thrusters, yes, I'll take that. That's the correct answer. I also I'll put the reaction wheels on there. And now it's looking for power. I'll give it the wrong answer. We'll say antenna. Oh, sorry, try again. All right, so we won't do that for power. For power, I'm going to go with solar panels. And that's how the whole thing goes. I'm going to race through it just so we can make this video short. And now the last one is spectrometer, and that gives us the assembly complete. Once we click that, it brings us to our breaking news. And we try to get a little cinematic with the rocket launch. You can see our countdown and some view behind the trees. And then you take off. Now also, there's another rocket, and that rocket belongs to green. And it's mostly, you can see it right there. It's mostly the same, but it's slightly different angles. It comes from the other side. Okay, so we are in the visualization studio, and you can look around. And it doesn't matter which order you experience these in. It will keep track of which ones you've done, and when you've done all three, then you're ready to go on to voting. So I'll just randomly choose direct imaging. And once again, if you're just in the ballpark, it'll automatically grab your camera, and now you're interacting with it. And it gives you some information about direct imaging, and you can see how the occulting disc works. And now we'll do it. There's the occulting disc that's used for the model star I've created. Here's a photo of this particular star, and here's some actual photos, which are kind of, overexposed because of such a bright light. And we'll go ahead and start moving the occulting disc into place. Now, it just happened right there, as the disc starts to move into place, this whole picture starts to become a little clearer. Make sure I don't put my arm in front of it. And you see it gets clearer and clearer until you finally get to the center. And also, this becomes clear. You're able to see a dust cloud starting to form once you start blocking the brightness of the star. And if you're really observant, you actually can see the exoplanet right there. And there it is. You get the real data photo, you get the clear picture, and the call out showing Fomalhaut B in your congratulations. Okay. Let's go over here to the wobble method. You can sort of wander any direction for these. I'm just sort of going through the sign because I think it looks cool, but it works no matter how you do it. Okay, some information on the wobble method, and you can see the star clearly wobbling, a bit exaggerated, but it's definitely giving you that wobble feel. And now this informational HUD syncs up with the model. So you can see where the rotation is here. Also corresponds to the brightness graph, and it says here towards Earth or away from Earth. So you can you're able to sort of see how we view that kind of data. And now for the quiz. If I choose wobble less, no, I didn't get that right. No difference. Wobble more. Oh, that's the correct answer. And you can click anywhere to get out of the exhibit. So that's how that works. And now we're going to go finish up with the transit method. There we go. Okay, some information about the transit method. Again, the star is going to be in sync, and any other players coming in seeing this are going to see the same thing you're seeing. I've created a little graphic so you can see the brighter star and the dimmer star, or the brightness and the dimness of the star correspond to the graph, and I've even hinted that we might be seeing a dimmed star with that little dip in that graph. And then it brings us to the real data. This is the planet model showing us in phase 1. I also have a call out where on this graph our current brightness is. And we can start to step through it. There's step 2. Again, we're right around sort of in the normal zone for the brightness. Now we're getting very close, and this is where the quiz comes up. We ask, will it increase, stay the same, or decrease? And again, our current brightness is in the thick of it, but if we go here, the transit has occurred, the current brightness has dipped down to one of those little drop spikes, and you can see that they happen periodically, and it tells you right here that it happens every 242 days. Okay, so that's the third exhibit. It doesn't matter which order we do them in, but once you have done all 3, something different happens when you click the screen to get out of it. Instead of punching you back to the visualization studio, clicking it will bring you to the voting. And so this is where you get some information about each of the exoplanets that we might explore, and you get to choose which one you think you're interested in. I'm going to go with Fomalhaut. And we get to the end screen. You get to see all the votes for the day. And in the administration room, you can see the votes for the week, as well as the votes to date. And I'll show you that in a different video. Now, if we just sat here in 30 seconds, it would basically reset the whole demonstration. As you can see over here, player 2 has already reset while I was ignoring it. But in this case, you can also get there just by hitting congratulations and